with another edition of the Lowco Hoops Report Live. I'm Justin Jarrett, joined by Wes Kerr, Will White, and Rob Benson. Got the whole crew together on a Sunday morning. Round 2 of the High School League playoffs is in the books. Round 1 of the SCISA playoffs in the books. So we're going to catch you up on what has happened and get you ready for what's coming up this week. And we got a whole bunch of highlights queued up for you. So we'll get to those in just a minute. But guys, we're dwindling here. The teams are dropping like flies. Last night was a rough night for the Lowco, just the Estill boys advancing. We had the Buford boys advance on Friday, and a thriller that Wes saw, and we've got some highlights from that one coming up later. But everybody else has bowed out. So you see Rob's sad, scared SpongeBob emoji today, or avatar. That's kind of the feeling for Lowco Hoops this morning. But as you mentioned on Twitter last night, Rob, a lot more second-round games than we've been accustomed to the last few years. So that was good to see, kids, teams taking care of business at home in the first round, getting onto the second round. And, you get down to the last 16 teams in the state, you're going to run into quality opponents regardless of what your draw is in the bracket. So, some teams falling out, but we still got some to cheer on and lots of SCISA teams still going. So we'll get into the update on those brackets in a little bit. But let's first start with where we've been, and we might as well do that with some highlights. So let's do it chronologically. Thursday night, where'd we go? Wednesday night, actually. We'll start Wednesday night with Estill girls against Lamar. Do a little Lowco Hoops, little Lowco Lights Live. I was out there, double dip, because Lamar was playing Estill in both games. Didn't cut the boys' highlights yet because we do have the boys' lights from last night. But Lyric Jones, there's your girl, Robbie. Got to see her in person for the first time. She's legit, and you say she's the total package. You ain't kidding. Saw her last night. She was all decked out in the Jordan gear, looking like a model. It was she's awesome, man. I love to watch her play.
And she was in the gym yesterday training.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Yeah, they lost their next one after this, but they did look good against Lamar. Sluggish start. Livingston got in them and woke them up, and they started playing ball and getting that press set up and creating chaos. But look at Lyric, man.
35
really
points, 3 steals, skating from both ends of the floor. Really athletic, and she was a spark plug from the outset, and that game against Lamar. Tough to see that end in the second round, but what a performance there to start the postseason for Lyric Jones, and still very young. She's going to be a special talent going forward.
No doubt. Hampton County Hurricanes. Hey, let me tell you about Coach Liv. I don't think a lot of people realize he's the last coach from the Lowco, from the area we cover, to win a high school league state championship. He had Singleton, the boys coach, on his bench. Girls won it in 2017. You still see the sign on your way into Hampton County. Proud of it. Lamar was a tough squad, man. They had some shooters, but Estill able to just create enough chaos and run away down the stretch. Jalaza, that's not her, but Jalaja Polite had a really great game in this game. Undersized, post player. Look at her. Nice catch on the block. She knows what a basket is. We called her the other night, Rob. What we call her? Mini Maddie? Mini Morgan?
Yeah. She's got that physical
Charles Barkley.
Physical 3, right? Like she's not going to extend crazy far on you, but she'll muscle you from the wing spot. So you gotta like it.
Smooth pull up, Jay from Lyric. She's that kid, man. She does not look like an 8th grader.
Oh, she doesn't.
Yeah. No, man.
She's hers, but yeah, I mean, definitely playing well beyond her years. Just her recognition, basketball IQ. She's really good at all.
She also went 3 for 17 in the loss. So let's not shine too bright. She got work to do, and that's why she was in the gym yesterday. But she's going to be a big timer.
Yeah, I told you the other day, she's definitely got some work to do on her finishing, which is in part because her takes are so good. She gets some takes that she almost has no business getting into that spot, and she's not quite ready to finish it. But as she solidifies that, I mean, I think she's going to be a really talented and really impressive player for them. And it's going to be interesting to see where kids end up, because I've talked to a lot of kids at Estill over the past week or so, and there are some that are talking about Patrick Henry, there are some are talking about Wade Hampton, there's some that or Hampton County, and some that don't really know what they're going to do, what their plan is. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up where. But regardless, I mean, they're going to have a ton of talent on that roster.
It's definitely not the slam dunk that I think people thought it was going to, everyone's going to Hampton County Hurricanes.
No, it's not at all. People are,
especially on the Estill side of things, a lot of those kids don't want to go to Wade Hampton, essentially, because it's the same school for several years. So
for a couple of years, until they get the new school built. So
so there's that.
There's a lot of dynamics there, and they're not sure what's going to happen with the coaching staff either. I mean, head coaches are being named, and it's primarily the Hampton coaches. And so where do the Estill coaches fit into that? Do you want to go if the person you've been playing for is not going? So, there's a lot of moving parts to it, and kids and families have a lot to consider about where you're going to be on the depth chart and stuff too. I mean, it's going to be a loaded roster. So are you going to be getting playing time? There's a lot to think about, and certainly it's good to hear that people are kind of doing their due diligence and feeling it out and trying to find the best fit for them. But there's not a lot of options, without traveling a long way. So tough situation for those kids, but certainly hope that they can find a home and continue to thrive. And let's show the other side of the equation then. The Wade Hampton girls, they won their first round game. This is their second round game against Kingstree, and this was a wild game, y'all. Hampton was kind of in control for a while in the second half. They got it out to about 9-10 for a good bit, and then Kingstree came back. This was actually in the first half here where Kingstree had a little bit of a lead. They were up by about 10 early on, and then Hampton kind of locked in, and much like the other teams we've talked about, with the Wade Hampton and Estill, both teams on both sides, they like to get out and run, and they like to set up the press. And when they're not hitting shots, they can give up a run. But when they start making them, they can go on a run. Denalia Sally with the three. She's a talented young player as well. Nice find for Nakia. Nakia had a phenomenal game. She's a great player. Here we go. I don't know. I didn't catch her name. Number 2. That's a nice little move.
Beautiful floater.
Yeah, it's nice. And then this girl.
Nice look.
She had a tremendous game. Trying to remember how to say her name. Tylea Henderson did a 3. Hadn't said her name all year. I had to go ask her mom how to spell her name because I wasn't sure. It was just T. Henderson in the book, but she had a great game. This is halftime. They're going in feeling good. Crowd was hyped up, and it was looking real good for Hampton until the very end. We get a little 3-point barrage coming here in a minute. But Henderson, man, I've never seen her play like that. The times I've seen them this year, it was impressive. She was
got to step up in playoff time, baby.
Well, she was the energy. She was bringing it big time. Every time they needed a bucket, she had one. Little B-roll. Anthony Elam, he is a intense coach, man. He gets into it. But Kingstree battled, man. They did not give up. They kept coming hard. This game was fast-paced, electric.
Tooth and nail. I mean, that's what we want to see.
Look at Henderson. Oh!
Okay.
Yeah, right? I was like, what is she doing? Nailed it.
Smooth player. Silky smooth.
She is, man. She's nice. She's fun to watch. Very athletic. Elam trying to fire him up. He was telling him, you got 1 quarter to go. You got 1 quarter to go. Unfortunately.
Interesting. She's the energy. I see her firing everybody up.
Yes, it's definitely. Not a great quarter, unfortunately, for Wade Hampton because Kingstree got red hot.
Ooh.
Nice take
nice
here.
Drive.
Wait for the 3-point barrage at the end. It gets hype. Janiyah made a bunch of threes. I kept missing them. Kept being out of focus, but I got that one. Long board. This big girl had a couple big plays down the stretch. 24 for Kingstree, but Talea.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, she was bringing it. Something got into her. But then the 3-point barrage starts. Boom. Kingstree crowd was hyped too, man. They brought some. They were partying after the game, let me tell you. 24 stepping out, got the bounce.
Oh, the shooter's touch.
That was big. That was a big shot.
Yeah, that's a breaker
really
right
turned
there.
the momentum.
In the corner.
And then they bang another one.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah, that one really
That didn't
hurt.
even look like it was going in.
This one is for the lead.
Man,
that's a pull-up three,
And
too.
then-
That's a dribble pull-up.
But we got one for the tie from Nikea. Boom.
Oh, how deep was she on that one?
She was deep. We're tied up. But we got another one from the red
Are you
hair.
kidding
Boom.
Jesus.
This all happened in like 24 seconds, y'all. And then Sally launches one, but it's off the mark. All game.
Heartbreaking.
That all happened in like 24 seconds. All those 3-pointers, man. It was insanity.
That's awesome.
Not
That's a
big
good playoff
fan.
moment. Just
Not for our team, but it was a
not for
terrific
the
game.
Lowco, yeah. Good game,
Man, I don't
girls.
Yeah.
like the Hampton people. The fans were sad, but like they were still hype after that game. Like everybody was just like in shock and stunned.
February frenzy.
It was truly the February frenzy. I mean, every shot, just both sides, each side, it was just back and forth, going nuts. It was a great game, and I enjoyed watching that Wade Hampton team this season. I like Anthony Elam a lot. He's a really intense, high energy coach, like Anton Wade and Roman Singleton and some of those other guys we've talked about this year. But I like that team, and I like those girls that are coming back. So hopefully they can keep some of them together with the girls at Estill and put something together that's special. But let's keep rolling here. Will, you and I, we got to Whale Branch, one of my favorite places to go. David Evans had a monster game, didn't he? He was
great
on
gym,
fire.
man.
These
Yeah,
pregame
I mean-
And LaRon Wright.
These pregame
Yeah.
intros just keep getting
Yeah.
better and better.
Wait till you see this LeBron Wright play. This is
Oh my God! The next to last play here is out of this world, just absolutely out of this world.
This night it was tenacious. I mean, a lot of had trouble. They couldn't bring it up half the time.
Well, this is still early, man. It was like
Yeah,
19-13 at one point. It was
Yeah.
a pretty tight game early on, and then you're going to see Whale Branch just take over on defense. But Bradford Thompson is a monster. I love that guy.
they got a lot of good parts on that team.
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, they also hit the wall in the second round, lost to Scotts Branch last night. But everybody but Quayshawn Fields is back, and Antoine Wade, that dude, I saw him last Friday night at Hampton too. He was checking out that game.
And that's a very, very good Scotts Branch team. That's, I believe, in the top
Yes, it
5 in
is.
Class 1.
That kid right there,
David
that-
Evans.
Oh my gosh, man.
4-point play, baby.
His defense is tremendous, though.
Mighty Mouse. Mighty Mouse.
Ooh.
His defense is tremendous. He is a menace on defense. And
He's the
Keith
kind of
Chisholm
defender
has
I want on my
become
team.
Keith Chisholm has become a very good point guard.
And I'm not surprised.
Look at these
I'm
dishes,
not
bro.
surprised. Great
Quayshawn
passing.
is nice too. They're gonna miss him. He's nice. So athletic and long.
Yeah, but
Evans.
you got a couple big
Oh, look at
people ready to
that.
step up. Look.
Oh no!
Oh,
But
oh,
look at
oh,
Mighty Mouse.
Oh no!
Right there.
Mighty Mouse.
He's
followed
he
him
was
up.
right
pissed
there.
at himself for a minute, and
He was so mad.
That was a literal save the day.
Yep,
moment.
Mighty Mouse.
Look.
Here he comes to save the day,
Yep.
but Keith is smart enough to lay this one up. KJ,
Yeah.
love that kid.
look at
Yeah,
him. Oh,
Look at that!
Big time play,
that was
man.
that was tough.
That was sick.
That even made Rob
This
smile.
is when they couldn't get it across half court. There was like just no chance.
I mean, it was like 4 minutes where they couldn't get it across half court. It was
Wrong,
insane.
right? Bang.
He's starting to feel it now.
Mighty Mouse. Love him. Love him. Oh, LeBron.
He's feeling. I'm telling you, he's feeling it. There's the steal.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. Oh no! But
Oh.
again,
We were right there. We didn't know
Why not?
how that didn't go in.
Glass.
Like it was at the bottom and
that
rimmed
thing was
itself out.
down. I don't understand how that one came out, but he still got one. Oh,
There it is.
With the left.
Oh,
Mighty Mouse to LaRon. That was sick. One more nice dish.
Yes, kid.
That was that.
Where's the other
we
one?
had to get out of there after that one.
It got
At
brutal.
halftime, it got brutal, but man, it was fun to watch. It was a blast.
I didn't want to leave, but
I know. We went over to Battery Creek. I didn't get those highlights cut yet, but Battery Creek girls held on. There were not a lot of highlights, honestly. When we got there, they were up pretty big, and they almost let it get away. So there were not a lot of highlights down the stretch for the Dolphins, but they fought through it and got the dub and got to go play Camden. So we talked about what a privilege that would be. They got the privilege of, what was it? 84-33. 84-33.
Has their collective body been returned to the area?
Joyce Edwards was collecting bodies, man.
Yeah, the remains have not yet been identified.
But yeah, and that's sad. Like, there's good kids on that team, but I mean, Joyce and Braylon, man. Joyce had 22 in the first half, so like, they just sat her.
Well, again, I mean, Will and I saw they celebrated like they won a championship by winning that game because they knew that was their championship. They had Camden next, and that was where it was going to end. But they played their hearts out down the stretch and left it all out there and got that W against.
And that was one of those that's one of those that the metric was to get to the second round. So that was
exactly
what we're
in the NCAA tournament. You're not going to be the one seed if you win that.
You win the play-in game.
Yeah.
All right, so now Wes, we get some of your highlights, buddy. Buford High.
Hosting the Lake City Panthers, and absolutely red hot. Arthur Singleton, 6 3-pointers in this ball game. Here comes Sully Gann, a take to the rim and one.
Nice,
Sully Gann powering himself to the bucket. Stay hot, young man. Arthur Singleton.
Another Mighty Mouse.
On another 3. Samari Bonds with a hot stroke from distance.
Samari,
the quarterback, right?
Back of the postseason run already, as he tweeted out there. This was a struggle down the stretch. Buford, they missed a couple of quick shots. Dennison rising up over Amari Adams. That was a great matchup between those two.
Nice,
and it's Amari Bonds, the steal, the bucket.
The jam. Laying it down like that.
I ain't gonna lie, 8 seconds left. I'm watching in the Wade Hampton gym, sitting there, and I say, Mari's about to get a steal to Devin Allen, and he did. I thought that was going, man. I thought it was going for a second. And I also think Samari fouled him.
Questions about a foul. There were some questions about a foul there at the end, but they had to call the students back, discuss it. They said no foul.
I don't think he touched him. It didn't look like it from my end.
Oh, he touched him. Hold on. We're going to listen to Jeremy Huff in a minute, but he touched him. It's a good no call, but he fouled him. He got him with the body on the follow-through. Hip checked him.
So if he hits those 3, do they win? How much? It was a tie ball game.
Would have tied it. Yeah, he wouldn't have made all 3. And nobody's making all 3 in that situation. That's too hard.
Yeah, that's too hard.
All right, let's listen to Jeremy Huff here.
I tell you what, it's hard to put into words what these guys have accomplished these last couple of months. I think a lot of people have been counting us out, and their grit and determination shows day in and day out. I mean, these guys just bust their butt, and I think if you were here tonight, you saw that. I mean, they don't quit. I mean, we built a lead. They came back. I mean, Lake City's a great coach team, and they're a great team. But we didn't give up. And, I mean, I think you saw all 11 guys were in this game, and we did not quit. I mean, they just fought to the end.
The defensive effort down the stretch was really illustrated by you.
Yeah, I mean, we've been stressing defense since we lost in the second round last year. Last year when we lost to West Florence, we knew defense is what we had to work on, and we've been working on that nonstop. And these guys have all bought in, and I mean, you saw it again tonight. I mean, Samari's steal there towards the end of the game was just Michael had a great block there in the third quarter. I mean, our defensive effort has just been nonstop. Really, these last 9 games, or however many we've won in a row. I mean, but actually, it's been there all year. We've had close games throughout the year, and our defensive effort's just been unbelievable. And we got to keep it going the rest of the way.
Defensive rebound, a couple big steals from Michael Dennison, making so many impacts despite a couple shots on home.
Yeah, Michael didn't have his A game tonight. There's no doubt about it. But we got picked up by Arthur. He played great, and Michael, we talked already, but Michael stepped up big when we needed him to. I mean, he did. He had a couple big rebounds, a big block, a couple key steals, and I mean that's what North-South players and all-state players do right there. They make plays when they're needed to make plays.
with a big opportunity on Monday. How excited are you for you guys?
I am unbelievably excited. I mean, I was speechless there for a minute in the locker room, and actually I think they knew it, and I mean I kind of even choked up for a second just because I want it so bad for them. I mean, I'm unbelievably excited. We got a lot of work to do the next couple of days of practice, but I mean I'm just beyond excited for what they can accomplish on Monday night.
Love that guy too. Heart and soul.
Wes.
I mean, just so much heart in that guy, and he coaches his butt off. But
just to think of where they were, at the
Yeah.
beginning of the season, lost their first 6 games. Obviously, the end of football season has a lot to do with that. But the way they have, grown in every facet of their game, and the way that the chemistry is really built up with Sully and Michael Dennison, and just some of the supporting cast with those guards. I mean, Arthur Singleton, Samari Bonds, absolutely balling, knocking down shots from the outside. And the defense, I mean, Coach Huff said it. When they lost last year against West Florence is a very good team, but the defense was a big fact need to improve. It's been lights out so far through the first 2 games of this postseason. Now, they're going to get a big test on Monday against a very, very good Orangeburg-Wilkinson team, but I got to think if Buford ups the intensity and continues to hit some shots from the outside like we saw these first 2 games, they're going to have every chance to pull off what would be a colossal upset.
Yeah, I mean, you win this when you start thinking about a state championship, because this is the best team on your side of the bracket. So, I mean, this team is – who cares what your record is at this point? You're 2-0 in the playoffs, and that's all that matters.
Right.
Singleton's my favorite. He's my favorite story of the entire year on
Singleton,
the boys' side.
I love him, man.
So I mean, I've said this before, but when we first started doing our thing in COVID, I started to get the most wild training tapes from this kid in Beaufort in his backyard. Like masked up, little kid. And I was like, and I loved him, but I didn't know anything about boys ball at that point, and like who was an up and comer, really, and I just didn't know if he was going to be a player or not. But like he was knocking down shots from beyond the carport kind of and like it was like this whole thing, and then he'd have like one-on-one, hey, my buddy came over, and he was like, it was almost like stream of consciousness videos he'd send me. And I got to tell you, man, he was hard to follow for a minute because he was at BA. I think he ended up at Battery for a second, and then Beaufort, right? But he's just integral to their success. I mean, 6 threes, that's game changing, right? That's like that
in a 56-53 game or whatever, 58-55, that's massive.
It's not just, but see, the thing is like they say this about Steph Curry. It's not just the buckets or like 18 points in that context. Some points and buckets count more than others because they're backbreakers.
Yeah.
So like when you're banging that 23-foot 3 from little dude that no one really expects, and even when you get that late in the proverbial shot clock, even though there isn't one, you're defending for 30-35 seconds, and you're like, well, I'm going to slough off for a second, bang, like that hurts. It breaks backs. And so that's what.
And you make 2 or 3 of those, and then people got to start coming out, and you open up space inside for Sully to drive and for Dennison to post up. So
if they win the state champs, or even win, I'm gonna go find some of those training tapes and bring them back to you guys. They're unbelievable. They're unbelievable.
Heck
yeah. I'm in his. I'm riding that train. Like as far as they can go. Let's go Beaufort.
I'm a fan. Hey, I said at the beginning of the year. They were better than what their record was. So
we all knew that. We all knew that, and I think we were waiting for those guards to step up, and that's what's happened. Rochelle has figured out what his role is. He's get it up the court and distribute, and Arthur spots up and hits the threes, and they got it rolling right now, man. They got, everybody has their role and knows their role and is playing it to perfection. So win or lose against OW, this has been a heck of a run, but I really think they got a shot to knock off the number 2 team. I think they're that caliber of team right now, and so
I think everybody just underlooks them, and I think teams see their record, they undervalue them, and then they're like, oh, these kids can actually play, and it's a little too late.
Well, this is a Kirkland crazy situation, right? Like, is it not at Beaufort the game?
It is.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like town of Beaufort County. Like it's time to make that place a hot spot.
Just like you would for football. Yeah.
Yeah, like bring
Look.
it. Bring it.
We only got one place to be on Monday night. And
Oh. All right, you take over. We only got one place to be on Monday night.
One place to be, and that's Buford High. Monday night, Buford taking on Lakes. They just beat Lakes. They're going to take on Orangeburg Wilkinson.
that was weird.
We're having some technical issues here, but yeah, Buford OW. I am really hyped for that one. Head over to the Nest, and tickets are going to be on sale starting this afternoon, I believe. So we hope to see not just Buford fans, the Kirkland Craze, but I want to see the whole Loco packed in that on Monday.
I mean, I'll be in Columbia, but Buford support, man, please.
Yeah,
that's right.
Columbia's the smorgasbord on Monday too.
Yeah, we'll give you a pass if you're going to Heathwood or Wilson Hall for
That's like four Loco games in a row or something.
Yeah.
4 at Heathwood, 2 at Wilson Hall. We'll talk about that here in a little bit on Monday.
But
we got
if you're in
one
Buford,
more.
you need to be
What a day of Loco basketball.
You need to be there, man.
But yeah, if you're not following a SCHISA team directly, you need to be in Buford on Monday, Estill on Tuesday, because we got one of the teams still going and one more highlight package to show you. I did it live last night, but in case you missed it, here we go. Back in Gator Country. I love Gator Country, baby. Angelo Lewis, senior leader, huge night, cherry picking. Love to see it. You can cherry pick when you got Kayvon Chisholm. You know he's getting that board. And he's looking for you. There's my man Roman Singleton, most underrated coach in the Loco.
Cherry picking is Hampton County, man.
Yeah, man. It's a way of life. Kayvon.
It's a way of life. Like they get out with 3 buckets.
Yeah,
look at this again.
That.
Watch Kayvon catch this ball on the tip drill like the NFL tight end. Come on. Recruit this kid. He's got one school
so
interested.
Smooth and big.
Hold on. He doesn't have football schools all over him.
He's got one school on him, I'm told. That's insane.
Ridiculous.
And he's top of his class type student.
Ridiculous.
High 3-point GPA.
Kid too.
Yeah, you're going to want to sign that kid up.
Yeah,
man.
Angelo Lewis.
Look how fluid. Look how he moves, man. He's not.
I know. It's crazy, man. His footwork is insane.
Quick feet.
And they can just jack threes because this is what he does.
Oh my gosh.
Rebound.
Like, shooting a three is a great play for them because they either make it or they get an and one from K1.
I am really, really high on this.
I wish I was 16 or 17 with a body like that.
I wish I was 44 with a body like that. Look at this.
This is going to be a very tough game.
We're gonna replay it. We're gonna slow mo it for you. Slow mo it.
And he still
Here
got
comes the
energy.
slow mo. Now watch my man on the right.
Away, young fella.
Watch my little man on the right. Watch my little man on the right. Taunt game strong. Here he comes. Oh yeah, on the court.
I think Kevon looks at him too. Look at
Get
Kevon.
yourself that hype man on the court. That's what it's all about.
Oh, Singleton loving it too.
Look at Singleton. He's doing the defense chance. But they gave up a bucket, so he had to quit. But look at Angelo.
Oh, the ball.
This was not an Angelo play. This is a Darius Brooks play. Oh,
nice.
That's sick.
Nice.
That's
a tough shot right there.
That's a tough shot.
I mean, like you're fading
Darius gets
away.
hosed here though. Oh no, this is Angelo. Never mind, Angelo. Darius
The
kid
changed the shot, thinking that Kevon was gonna jump.
Yeah, watch this.
That's the present.
Watch this. Watch it. You're absolutely right. Kayvon changes the shot without doing anything, just standing there. The kid changes the shot so bad, and this kid can ball too. And then Kayvon gets the board, looks up court. Angelo.
Oh yeah, once again.
It's crazy how he affects the game. Like that's just something that goes unnoticed.
Angelo was ready to fight somebody, man. He was jacked.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Darius
move.
again. Whew. I'm telling you, this kid, we didn't talk about him all season, and then in the playoffs, he's been a monster, Darius Brooks.
Yep.
But AJ, God dang, that guy's he's a senior. Some JUCO needs to get on him because
2 people on him. Bucket
has skills. Kayvon, his footwork and head fake stuff is just so good.
Triple team,
and then
bucket.
Using the glass. Look at my man back there. Yeah, that was a charge. You got a charge on this?
Go back one more time.
Sir. Yeah, we're gonna see it again. We got Kayvon again with the bank shot.
Triple team.
So good. And then we're gonna see Darius again. There's no way in my mind this is a charge. No chance.
Nah. Nah,
No,
no. The penguin had a charge.
Still moving, already falling back, no charge.
Oh, JT, Jeremiah Taylor
could have been.
What a rebound.
It's not the same clip over and over, I promise.
They know he's going to snatch 20, so why not break out?
Man.
He had 33 and 15 last
I hope
night.
I get a chance to watch this team live. They better make it all the way to Aiken.
Hey, you can roll with me on Tuesday, baby.
Nice.
We're going to Estill on Tuesday. Get them $1 chicken fingers and
Locomobile.
So
they got Baptist Hill on Tuesday.
They got Baptist Hill.
So we
on
got
Tuesday.
a couple peripheral Publix, right?
We do.
That we need.
We do.
We got
shout outs
boys
to
and Estill boys.
No.
So, oops. Who did I just remove?
Girls.
I just accidentally removed Rob instead of the highlights. My bad. Live TV, baby. Yes, the Woodland boys and the Allendale girls we have referred to as our tertiary teams.
Do we have James Island girls? Are they still in it?
We do. We do have James Island girls still in it. You're right.
Yeah. So they also get a special shout out for getting a little longer. Considering where they were in region to get a couple of deep, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And did Beckham boys got out too, right?
I think they might have as well.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Beckham boys got out too. Yeah. So, I feel a little justified in that because I said all year I thought they were actually better than James Island, even though James Island beat them twice. And they're a problem. They're rangy and they can shoot the three. I like that. I like that guard play in the postseason. So that's a good run for them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a tough one last night over at May River. Bluffton girls falling 50-36 to AC Flora, and just a rough night from the tip. This Bluffton team they looked a little flustered out of the gate. A couple tough turnovers, but AC Flora absolutely outplayed Bluffton. They just had the quicker step, first the loose ball, rebounded so well. Bluffton just couldn't make a shot early. Struggled hitting the outside shot. Had a couple looks from deep, couldn't connect. They kind of stayed. They were able to stay in the game just by driving and making a couple free throws. But AC Flora, the way they were able to just pass the ball and score in transition, Bluffton just was unable to stop them. So really impressed with this AC Flora team, but just unfortunate for Bluffton. They weren't ready to bring the effort. They probably wish they wanted to have a tough game for Takoya, Amira Brown, but you look at Bluffton, those girls, Rodney, Takoya, one more year. They're really gonna leave it all out there as they get ready for senior year. But just a tough night all around for Bluffton, in a game where they were basically just outplayed on most facets by a very good Florida team.
Yeah, I was there too. With me and Rob were also there, and it's just like, one, to me, the May River just not having the home field advantage kind of sucks some wind out of them as well. Even though it's at May River, it's still like a neutral site game, because it's a rivalry game, and it's just like, and from the tip, it was just you could just feel that Bluffton's emotion was not into it, and I think they're an emotional team, and if they're on a high, they're definitely tough to beat, and if they're on the low, you probably got to.
I think you're spot on with that. Yep. I think you're spot on with that. They're definitely an emotional team. And when you see them out there smiling and having fun, they're unbeatable. Yeah. And when they look miserable, it doesn't go really well.
And that's what I saw. I saw a lot of, just blank, pale faces there. And I think a lot of it had to do with playing at that May River gym, which is unfortunate for them. They have to figure out a way to get them at their gym, if they get the home field next year. That was really tough. Wasn't a good look for
the fan support. They had a good amount of fan turnout, but it's not the same of having to play your home game away. I think definitely had a lot to do with the final outcome of this game. So it's just an unfortunate circumstance there for Bluffton not to be able to host that playoff game that they earned.
Yeah, that they earned. They earned it, and I would employ Takoya. Go ahead, Rob. I spoke enough.
No, man, you employ away.
No, I would employ Takoya and Amira just to do the same thing as Lyric. Just get in the gym, this summer. And you girls will probably be really, really hard to beat if you guys just continue to work on your game in the gym, and you guys will figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good
Indeed.
squad. AC Flora had the best kid on the floor.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah,
dominated the game. And she was
That
actually
matters.
opposite. And she was actually opposite Takoya. So like when your leader who is really carrying the last week or two, because some of the younger kids have fallen off a little bit, and so she's really stepped up to Koya. And then this happens with us on the road, just with the Lowco girls. Like if Devin or Maya or any of those, they get outplayed, we're all of a sudden like, wow, we really need massive step ups everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because we're expecting them to win that battle. So when Takoya sort of got taken out by Tariana Gray early and often, you started to go, wow. And then they moved the ball really well, right?
Yep.
Like they weren't just
a lot of
athletic.
buckets in transition. They could run the floor really well.
They were very athletic, and they had like traditional bigs, but they were long and lean, and they had really good guard play, and it wasn't ever selfish. They always advanced the ball and made the extra pass and would skip it and would hard swing, and they just kicked the crap out of Bluffton. Really.
And I think the coaching was good. I mean, they knew the strengths and weaknesses of Bluffton, and they made them play to their weaknesses, and that's hard to do as well,
And to kind of connect the dots between those 2 points, I think they are a very emotional team, and I think a lot of their emotion comes from Takoya, a lot of their energy. So when they have the confidence that she can control the game and take over the game the way she can, then they all kind of feed off of that. But when she starts to get beat, then they all kind of lose confidence, because that's our star. That's our the one who carries us, and she can't get it done, So, I think it snowballs on them when that happens. And she's a tremendous player. She's one of the best, but even the best match one that's better than them from time to time. So she just got to find a way to elevate her game.
Sometimes you're the hammer,
even more.
Sometimes you're the nail in basketball.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. In every sport.
Yeah.
In every sport. So
yeah, I mean, that's
all right, guys. Well, let's look at
win every battle.
Look at what we got coming up. Let me pull up the schedule for what's coming up in the next couple of days.
It's going to be a fantastic Monday. I cannot wait.
It is. So, we got a big day. We got 7 games on Monday. Like you guys mentioned, a quadruple header of Lowco teams at Heathwood Hall. 3:30, you got JP2 PD girls. And then at 5, you've got HHCA PD boys. Then at 6:30, HHCA Florence Christian girls. And then the finale at 8, Hilton Head Prep and Florence Christian boys. And then up in Wilson Hall, we got Buford Academy Clarendon Hall girls at 5 and Patrick Henry Lee Academy girls at 8. And then on Tuesday, we'll have a couple more games coming. So, big Monday ahead. You guys will be up at Heathwood, Will and Rob, keeping us posted up there. And, Wes and I will likely be over at Buford, I imagine. So should be a fun night for sure.
Only logistical call worse than Bluffton girls playing at May River is allowing 4 squads within like 8 miles of each other to go 2 hours away when they could put like 5,000 people in the gym in Beaufort County.
Hold my beer. That's what SCHISA said. Hold my beer.
They said hold my beer. Like, you guys screwed it up. Well, we got this.
We got this. Let's transplant all of Beaufort County too.
But it'll be awesome because there'll be like 7 of us roaming around up there. So and they'll get like a Twizzle. They'll get some gate receipts, and they'll get like, concessions on popcorn and Twizzlers, like 6 of them.
Oh yeah, May River didn't even have they didn't even have concessions at the May River game like that.
I know.
We have to be better than that, man.
Yeah, you gotta honor your kid. You gotta honor your kids a little better than that. But that's anyway. Getting to SCISA, they're SCISA, so it's a fun shot to take. Considering it's it's a quad header.
It is a quad header. It's a quadruple header. It's phenomenal. If I didn't have other responsibilities, I might just go for just the novelty of it, the quad header.
And I like SCISA's chances. I like the Lowco chances in all 4 of those games actually. Like
all 6. All 6.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah.
6 favored out of 7. Yeah.
I think we got a chance to go 6 out of 6 in the SCISA games.
Yeah,
definitely. So that would make for a busy
not count
Wednesday,
out that Buford team. Absolutely not.
No, I ain't counting out anybody, man.
No.
I like Buford's chances. I like
no.
Essel's chances. I like all of them. I think we got a good chance that all these teams we got left go on for one more game. So it's going to be a fun week for sure. That Essel Baptist Hill game, I can't wait for that, man. That's going to be athleticism galore. That's going to be so much fun. And then we start getting into the final four in the high school league, and we're real quickly going to get into the final four in SCISA too. So this week's going to be coming fast and furious. We'll have to do another live update. Monday after Monday's games and Tuesday's games, and get in here and chop it up again. So. Anything else to add, fellas, before we get out of here? We want to do players of the week, or what are we doing?
We can save it for.
We just shouted out. We just shouted out about everybody was shouting out. So I think I think all the people we talked about are our players of the week. The people who are still playing are our players of the week, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is right now, right?
That's the name of the game.
We'll
survive and advance.
We'll do one at the end of the season as our best players. But yeah,
absolutely. So we'll let people get on with their Sunday, and we'll see you with lots of hoops coverage on Monday, and we'll be back for another show later this week. So thanks for joining us, and until next time, go Lowco.
Go Lowco.